show, What's the Deal? My name is Dale Cover. We got a great show today. Last week, I think it was, you might have seen a video floating around on social media. It came across my news feed, caught my attention, came across your news feed.
It didn't come across mine, but when you mentioned we're interviewing her, I was curious, and I went and I saw.
Yeah, exactly. So you might have seen a video of a comedian. Her name is Toni Byrd, and she was doing a set, and shots rang out. Really, really scary situation, and it kind of touched me as a comedian, and I'm sure, and that's why it was kind of going viral. People passing it around because it's like, hey, what's this? So we got a great show today because Toni Byrd has actually joined us on the show, so we can just talk about her perspective and what that must have felt like for her, especially being a comedian, and kind of get the scoop from her perspective. And so enjoy. Toni, thank you very much for connecting with us. I texted you out of the blue and just said, hey, your story is great. Let's just talk. No pressure. I just want to just hear from your perspective.
Yeah, and I mean, from my end, I want to say that I wasn't sure why. Like when you had said we were interviewing her, I was curious. When I saw I saw your live video of you thanking your family and your friends, and it was very heartwarming, and it was very you could just feel the love. And then the fact that she went to, like, the way that she dealt with it was with comedy. So we're going to talk about that because I get that when you're stressed out, sometimes a little jab of, she turned it around a little bit. Then I saw the video and my heart stopped. I mean, I had tears in my eyes. I couldn't believe it because we're all in the same shoes. We all do entertainment and we all offer goodness and fun. So we're going to definitely tap in onto that.
So real quick, for you guys that haven't seen the video, we're going to play the video for you guys right now.
This here, Rich. He must be the head leader of the fucking Bloods or something. I don't know. All I know is I see a lot of bling around this neck shit. Oh.
Okay, so that was the video, guys. Like we said, it was crazy, man. And so Toni, the first thing I saw, one thing I want to say, Toni's a real G because when those shots rang out, you didn't even flinch. Now you gave a little.
She's like, oh shit.
A little ooh, because it's a loud sound, but you didn't. I would have been under the chair. I would have been under the table. You was like, ooh, okay, that's shooting. So let me just step over here, But what was going through your head?
So when I heard the first shot, I couldn't believe that they were shooting. I think that was my first thought, and the bullet kind of like passed by me. So when I heard the next shot, some said, you better get the fuck out of here. Mm-hmm. So I ran in that back room and I got under the couch. Because I figured if they came back there, maybe they'll just shoot up my ass. You know what I'm saying?
You had to sacrifice, huh?
I said, hey, listen. Hey, listen, I'm not using it like that. So, the different...
Like, if I got to give up something, I'll give up this.
I'm going to give up something. I'd rather it be my ass than my face, man. So, but I thank God, man. First, let me just say that my prayers definitely go out to the people who were shot and who were injured. And I just pray that they are having a speedy recovery. I don't know any of them. I don't know. Like I was just booked on the show. I was booked to headline the show. Things was going great. I was 5 minutes into my set. I didn't even know we had it on video, until the next day. Yeah, we were shooken up, man, because a friend of mine was there and, she just happened to take out her camera and started recording. It was funny,
Yeah.
And, next thing we know, I'm just so grateful, like, because where I ran at in that back room, where they were shooting from was outside of the club.
And that was the question I had. Because at first I was like, is it the dude that looks like he's rich? Because it was interesting. Because right after he was like, hey, I knew it wasn't him. I was like, I can't be him. But right after he said that.
No, you know what? We were joking in the back prior to me going on. So That's why when he walked by, I was messing with. He knew what I was saying to him, and then the shots rang from the outside in. So I'm like, but my friend who was recording was like she was right next to me, So I like dipped into that back room, but she was still there. Like, so she just hit the floor and put her body up against that. It was like a brick wall or something. You know what I'm saying? So she didn't get, hurt, but it was just a terrifying experience, to
said it was some people that's like as far as who it was, we don't even care about that. But just from your perspective, but what you're saying was it was an event that was like outside of the comedy show. It wasn't.
Oh well, actually no. They intentionally shot into the show.
Oh.
They wanted to do. I mean, they shot up the building, but they shot it up from the outside in instead of coming in shooting. They were shooting from the outside into the building. You get it?
Was there a purpose for that? Like, would there? Somebody...
I have no idea. I have no clue. Like I said, I'm just there to perform. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know the area like that. So, you know how as comedians you get booked over here. You just want to pray that you're in a safe environment. One thing I will suggest is that you have to make sure that security is, and there's a presence of security. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So,
wow.
Yeah, man, it was a really frightening experience, man, and like I said, it had nothing to do with me, my jokes. The shooting didn't come from within. They must have stood out there and just shot, pow, 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 pow.
And you said, which is interesting because it's funny, I'm looking at the other side because my wife, whenever I go out to a show, she's always concerned, where you going? Where's this place? Where's that? As a guy, there's a part of me's like, come on, you can play me a little, you know what I'm saying? But you got to look at the other side because, this is a reminder that when people are asking you these questions because things like this can happen. Like I had a show last night and my mother was, talking to my wife. Oh, who's he going with? I hope he's okay. And that. But you got to remember that, they're not always, sweating you, but people are really worried about their kids, man,
Absolutely.
being out there and telling these jokes and just being in unfamiliar places. So that's a good reminder that, you got to keep your eyes open and if things don't feel right or,
And that's the thing. That's the thing. It was a small place, and it wasn't nothing that was out of pocket to make you want to think like, oh, I'm in a bad place right now. Mm-hmm. So it was so unexpected because, everybody was laughing. It was 4 comedians that went up before me, and everybody was having a good time. They were laughing, and, everybody was paying attention. Nobody even seen it coming. Mm-hmm. So that's the thing. It was so unexpected.
Mm-hmm. It was very surreal to watch it because I'm a single mother of 2 youngins. I have 3 boys total, and they're always checking in on me all the time. And
right.
And what got me was that how fleeting things can be. You're there entertainment, and then at a drop of a dime, life can change in an instant. And what got me mad was the audacity of this person or people to just ruin a night because of whatever they were thinking, and it just, I messaged and I was like adding words that I normally don't talk. Like, I never use swears like that. And I was like, how do you deal with these things? And so then I started thinking like, we all, as comedians, we've dealt with hecklers, right? I'm not saying it was a heckler, but I'm saying like, that it got me thinking, like, what goes through your head when I've seen a bad heckler. Has that ever occurred to you where you were?
Well, a lot of places I have performed at, I haven't had much heckling from, I guess because, I'm funny. No, I don't know. But, if that came to pass, normally security would come and just, either tell them to calm down or escort them out. And that's the purpose of having security or a security presence when you're doing these shows out here because, we living in a different time. People don't have no regard for life whatsoever. If there was a beef that was going on, we had absolutely nothing to do with it, So those 5 people that got shot and got injured and, the mental part that's going to play on people from that time on to now, is unnecessary, So, You got people walk, and that's what they want. They want people to walk around here in fear. They don't want people to, come out and be, I come from an era where we played outside,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We played outside. We didn't have all these video games. And, if you played the video game, you went to the store, It's just a different time, and it's sad because, I mean, with all the information that you have out here today, if there's something that's serious that's going on that you have to make a point, everybody shouldn't have to die for that point that you're trying to make, because it's senseless at the end of the day.
Right. It is. It is. Yeah.
I'm sure those 5 people who got shot are terrified. They probably will never come to another comedy show, Mm-hmm. And even me now, like if I hear a shot from a backfire from a car or somebody walk by me or I get spooked, it's like, I'm instantly jumping. And, so I know it has affected me in that way.
Yeah. Yes, it definitely leaves some impact.
Have you performed since then?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
what was your first thought as you were prepping to get there, and then you get there? So what was your thinking now?
Well, I knew I was going to be in a much safer environment, so I knew it wasn't going to be no gunshots ringing out. So I was comfortable in that place because that's a place that I go to. It's hosted by Ray Jean. It's called Laughaholics. And so I normally visit there. It's in a diner. It is a safe environment. They got the police, they got security, ain't none of that shit jumping off in there, So, at the end of the day, I felt okay. I just wanted to, talk about, the events that occurred. And, so I'm going to post a little video of it because I'm celebrating my 50th birthday party there.
Oh,
so,
all
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm dedicating the show to the people who were shot. I'm trying to find out if anybody know who they are, who they were. I want to invite them. Even though it's in New York, it's not in Jersey. But I would love for them to be able to come out to the show and be in a safe environment, and able to have a good time without worrying that bullets are going to be.
Huh? It would mean a lot to them for sure.
Oh yeah, man.
So I want to make the announcement for your birthday. It's Wednesday, December 28th, Thursday, December 29th. So it's Laughaholics is the comedy club?
Yes, Laughaholics in Brooklyn at Lindenwood Diner. Like I said, it's really a nice, its ticket sales are going, so, I'm doing okay as far as, getting that place sold out.
Oh, awesome. Okay, yeah. And who's gonna be with you over there? I see Ray Dijon.
Right, Ray Dijon. He's the host. That's actually his comedy club. I'm gonna bring a few comedians with me. I'm only probably 3. Since I'm headlining, I don't want to have too many people on the show. You know what I mean? So
yeah, shorter is better sometimes. Yep. Nice.
Yeah, so that's just gonna be the surprise. But whoever I bring is gonna be hella funny. Believe that.
Of course. Well, we wish you luck with that show, guys. If you're watching
success.
the podcast, you're in the area, go check it out. We promise, like Toni said, it's a nice, safe place. And the one thing I wanted to say before, because you was talking about the news, and you said it's an isolated incident. We want to make you guys understand. Make sure we leave you with this. This stuff doesn't happen all the time. The news will only show you the bad stuff. But there's a whole lot of good stuff going on. Going on out there. We wish they would show it more because, there's a lot of fear and, we play on that. But there's a lot of good stuff out there, a lot of good comedy, a lot of good shows, a lot of good local talent, a lot of good talent across. So just keep that in mind. Stay positive and, get out there and support. And hopefully, like I said, if you're in the area, check out Toni.
Yep.
And it's really great to meet you, Toni.
Thank you, Toni.
Really.
All right, no, thank you guys, man. It was a pleasure. Hey, man, keep them laughing, stay up, you know what I mean? And just keep pushing forward, you know what I'm saying?
And you got some new friends, so check in once in a while. You got something like, you know what, I'm doing something, you got something big you want to try to share with the people. This is what we do. Just hit us up. It ain't nothing to holler at the people. This is what we do. So you got some new friends in the game, all right?
All right, no doubt, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate the love. Y'all take care, right?
All right, you too,
Sunday.
Tony. Happy Sunday.
Peace.
All right. See you later.
Everyone.
Peace.
This woman is incredible.
She's incredible. So thanks for sticking around, guys, and listening to the story. Hope it gives a good perspective for you, and hopefully you kind of appreciate Toni Byrd for who she is, what she's done, what she went through, and maybe you found somebody that you want to kind of check out. And all right, so we're gonna wrap this up. I'm hungry. My stomach is like,
yes, it is. Like been hearing it growl for the past.
You've been hearing it growl, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
I thought it was sound effects. I'm like, no, that's his stomach.
So real quick before we get out of here, I think that we have you got Leonie's Comedy Hour coming up on the 22nd.
Yes.
Guys, this is a Christmas gift to you guys because it's a no charge show.
No cover.
So the only cover in the house is
cover.
Dale Cover.
Dale Cover.
Everyone says that. They think they're clever. They say, "What do you mean no cover? Dale's in the show."
Yes.
Like,
you saw that.
I'm like, dude, I've already,
Yeah.
But I'm gonna get there every time they see it, because but good job putting 2 and 2 together, guys. That's what comedy is based on. But yeah, so no cover at the show. This is Leonie's show, Leonie's Comedy Hour.
December 22nd, Boneyard Grill and Saloon. And
a saloon.
It's really cool. And
do they got the doors like like the saloon doors where we can just bust open the doors and how people were scared the guy comes in the saloon.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
But the food is really, really, really yummy, and the people there are pretty cool. Are very cool.
Is there a difference between yummy and good?
Yeah.
Because yummy makes me feel like people are just gonna be like.
It's good. It's like
good is just like
the wings.
Good,
you just want to suck the bones. Like the flavor's really good.
Really?
So, yeah.
All right, yo, don't be sitting there like this. I'm trying to tell some
just
jokes.
try not to eat and laugh at the same time because I don't want any accidents to happen. Anybody choking, but
choke on a chicken wing.
Choke on a chicken wing.
You don't want to go out choking on a chicken wing, people. But we're gonna try to, So
it's Anthony Smith, Dale Cover, and myself as the hostess. So.
Oh, okay. Yes. All right. The Disco 3. What do we?
And Donnie Battle is going to be DJing. So
awesome.
It's going to be a good show, people. That's the best way to end the year and right before Christmas. So give yourself some sweet fun time for free.
And we promise no one's going to walk into the saloon with a little piece of thing in their mouth and trying to shoot up the place.
Yeah, no.
It's in Warwick. It's in Warwick. Not that Warwick's a nice place, but it is in Warwick. That's where the location is at.
Absolutely.
So come on down and have a good time. Like I said, there's no cover. So what do you got to lose, man? Come out and check us out, man. We're gonna do our thing. Huh? Anything else? Is it?
Yes, for now.
That's it. We got more coming.
Yes,
all right, people. Enjoy the holidays.
Happy holidays.